Okay, you guys, I am taking matters into my own hands. And if you've watched my YouTube short about my 2024 goals, you'll know that channeling my creative potential is one of my main goals. So, the pattern for the Crochet Daisy Granny Square cardigan is still down, and I'm like itching to finish this project because I just have all these squares laid around. And it's the new year, so like, wouldn't it be dope to start the first week with the new cardigan? So this is what I'm gonna do. I took a medium flannel because I've decided that I'm gonna make this a medium size. And measuring across, this is 18 inches. And what we have right now, right here, is about 16 inches. So I need to do 1 inch, add 1 inch of width on each side of my back panel. So that will probably just be a one double crochet on each end. And then I was trying to figure out the front panel. So if I measure this out, it measures to be 10 inches. Sorry, my lanyard's in the way. 10 inches. And what we have here is only 5 inches. So I was like, oh, should I just put another granny square? But then I thought about it wouldn't be way too oversized because you also put like maybe 1 or 2 inches for the collar. So my game plan is to put 3 inches of width on the side that connects to the back panel for both sides of the front panel, and then leave 2 inches for the collar. So that is my game plan, and let's make it happen. Okay, so I weaved in those 2 ends, and now we're going to create a slip knot. Whoa. Okay, there you go. And then have your work the right side up facing you. And then we're going to go into the corner of the bottom. So stick your crochet hook onto it. Place the slip knot towards the back of your work. And then pull through. Your knot should still be in the back of the granny square, and then chain 2. So that's going to be your very first double crochet. Oh my gosh, I sound like a crochet tutorial person now. And then we're just going to double crochet through. So you loop 1, go through the stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops again. So once again, you yarn over, go through your stitch, make sure you go through that V, both the front and back loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over into both stitches, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then we'll keep going, and I'll meet you at the intersection of the 2 granny squares. Alright, make sure you crochet your corners. And then now we are at the intersection, so you're going to, okay, maybe this way because of the light. Put a single double crochet in the middle. And this is why we had to weave in the thread, the ends. That way this will be loose. And once again, make sure you get the top and the bottom. Sometimes you gotta play with it so it cooperates. Oh wait, I don't think I got it yet. Okay, there we go. So we got 2 loops, 2 stitches, the front and back loop, right? And keep doing what you were doing so well. And just keep going with your double crochets across. Now that I have added double crochets on both sides, it's basically 18 inches, but what is this? I did not pay attention and think about stretching the ends first before I tucked it in or weaved it in. So now I kind of have like a little hole here. But, oops. This is what it looks like. Nothing is flat. I'm kind of concerned how it's going to turn out, but it's too late. Ain't no going back now. Watch. Y'all, this is looking so whack. Like, this looks pretty straight, but then there's always one where it's just like loopy-doop. But I'm gonna force it to work one way or another. So I just did 1 row of single crochet, but I need to add about 3 inches of width, so that's gonna be about maybe 3 rows of double crochets for me. So I made it to the end, and now I'm going to chain 2 and then turn my work and then continue and then do that again until I get my 3 rows. And hopefully it'll be kind of straight when I add more rows, but I doubt it. Nothing's going well right now, but we're in too deep. Well, I am so over this cardigan, but also not really, because even though it's a mess up, I know it's gonna look super cute. But check this out. I'm like in the shadow with this way. I just finished doing my 3 rows of single crochet, and it's like not flat, so I think I added too many stitches somewhere, and like this is like diagonaled up. Looks like I'm crocheting a freaking bucket hat at this point, but the front panel is a lot longer than the back panel. Look at that. But you know what, I think this is okay, because I realized too when I had this all sewed together the first round, I need more than 1 granny square of like clearance for my arms, because my arms are not a stick and the square is only 5 inches, and I measured my t-shirt, my medium-sized t-shirt, and it's about 8 inches. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to leave 1.5 granny squares of an arm opening, so that's perfectly fine. I'm going to like sew it up from the bottom, and then whenever I get here, that's fine, and then I'll sew the shoulders up top. So it's gonna work out. Everything's working out. Yeah. We've made progress. Look. I did an invisible join. You see there's the extra width added, and this time it actually covers my boob, my front half. So if I do the same thing, it should cover perfectly. And I'm so stoked. Yo! Look at that. It's perfectly like at my waist too. My belly button's right here. So I might just do like a very thin rib, or maybe I'll do a thick bottom, so then it'll be like a cropped cardigan. Let me go show my mom. You guys, look at this. These are almost the same length on this side. As you saw on the first front and back panel, it was just like this much different. So hey, we're getting better, and this actually looks very straight for the most part. So I just threaded my yarn, and make sure your armholes are on the same side, because that would be so upsetting if I finished sewing the other panel and had one armhole on this end and another armhole on the other end. Terrible. But that is something that I would totally do. But maybe gratitude for filming this video to make me even more attentive to detail. And I'm looking at the wrong screen. Looking at the camera. Okay, so what we're going to do is the invisible join. So in the tutorial video I watched, they used a whip stitch, which you could use whatever stitch you want, but I personally really like doing the invisible join so you can't really see the seams as much. So what I'm going to do is, now I have the I'm gonna make the right sides facing each other. So let me flip that and make sure the side that you added length is matching up with the side, the back panel, which is also the added length side. Like I said, I'm only going to sew up to half of the second crochet square. That way I have more arm room to work with. So leave about like 2 to 3 inches at the end. And then we're gonna sew through the top loops. And you go back and forth. Whereas with the whip stitch, you go in from the same place and out the same place at the same time. You go back and forth. And typically it'll be pretty easy whenever you have these facing each other. The top loops are usually the ones that's like more visible and showing. So I feel like it makes it easier to do this stitch. Okay, so I got this done, and if you can see, you can't really see the seams at all in the invisible join, which is the whole point, for it to be invisible, right? So now I need to sew the sleeves, not the sleeves, the shoulders together. And as you can see, there's like more fabric, or I guess more yarn on the top. It doesn't lay flat, and that's completely fine because that's going to be the armhole. And when I tried it on, it didn't make a difference. So what I'm going to do is flip this so the right sides are facing together. And then we're going to start on the edge again where the added length was. So start in the corner of the outer one and then poke through the outer on the other side. Leave about 2 to 3 inches of a tail so we can tuck it in at the end. Okay. Corners are a bit tricky. There's a little bit more excess yarn. So you just have to use your best judgment to find the outermost loop. It won't be the end of the world if you don't get the right loop. Something that I've been like trying to do lately is use my non-dominant hand to do like a menial task. That way I can exercise the other side of my brain that doesn't get used as much. So like in the mornings I would brush my teeth with my left hand. So I've been doing that for like a couple months, for like at least a month now. And when I was younger, I would always like write with my left hand. I'm right-handed. But I would write with my left hand just for the heck of it. So I'm pretty ambidextrous. Like my handwriting's like with my left hand is probably better than a majority of guys' handwriting. So yeah, so definitely try that out. Like water break, drink water with your left hand. And it just keeps your brain young, you know? Okie dokie. And then do a little snip, snip. And the moment of truth, you guys. Yikes. I almost lost some toes. Gotta flip this inside out. Alright, admire the back, you guys. And now, the front. Yo, this looks so good. It fits, even like with these big sleeve, it fits well. These daisies are right on my boobies. And now I need to add like the collar, the bottom. And I could just wear it as a vest for now. I like it. Yeah. I'm gonna show my mom and then go for a walk, you guys. thank you for being on this journey with me. And I just kind of spat a little bit. Too excited.